Hey coin collectors and history lovers! Welcome back to your favorite place to discover the hidden stories and values of the world's most fascinating coins. Today, we're diving into the world of Australian currency to explore the Australia 10-cent coin from 1972. What is its history? How rare is it? And how much is it worth today if you've got one in your collection? Stick around. You might be holding a small piece of treasure. The 10-cent coin of Australia was first introduced in 1966, when the country switched to decimal currency. The design features Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, and a superb image of a male lyrebird on the reverse, which is a native bird of Australia known for its incredible mimicry and elegant feather tail. The 1972 version continues this iconic design. But here's the catch. It's one of the less common dates in the 10-cent coin series, and 1972. The Royal Australian Mint produced only 22.6 million 10-cent coins. Now that may sound like a big number, but compared to other years like 1981, which had over 100 million coins minted, 1972 is relatively low. That makes it more desirable to collectors today, especially in better condition. Let's take a closer look at the design. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II was created by artist Arnold Machin. This was the standard royal portrait used in Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. The elegant lyrebird is the star of the reverse side, designed by Stuart Devlin, a master of coin artistry in Australia. Look at the beautiful feather detail. This design has become iconic in Aussie currency. Now, the question on everyone's mind. How much is a 1972 Australia 10-cent coin worth in circulated condition? In average circulated condition, it's generally worth face value, 10 cents, but if your coin is in better than average shape, like very fine, VF, or extremely fine, EF, collectors may pay between 50 cents and $1 AUD, and if you happen to own a mint state coin or uncirculated specimen, the price could go up to $3 to $10 AUD, depending on its quality and luster. Though there are no widely known errors or rare varieties for the 1972 10-cent coin, always keep an eye out for double strikes off-center minting die cracks or uncirculated, shiny condition. These features can increase a coin's value significantly among niche collectors. So there you have it. The 1972 Australia 10-cent coin is a beautiful piece of decimal currency history. While it's not extremely rare, its lower mintage compared to other years makes it a neat addition to any Australian coin collection. If you've got one, don't toss it just yet. Check its condition, store it properly, and maybe one day its value will rise. To understand the 1972 Australia 10-cent coin, we need to go back a few years to the major monetary shift that changed Australia's economy forever. In 1966, Australia officially moved from the old British-style pound, shilling, and pence system to the modern decimal currency. This was a huge moment in Australian financial history. The new currency included coins such as the 1 cent, 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent, 20 cent, and 50 cent denominations. The 10-cent coin was introduced on February 14, 1966, as the decimal replacement of the old Australian shilling. The coin maintained a similar size and value, helping the public transition smoothly to the new system. The reverse design, the beautifully detailed male lyrebird, was created by renowned artist Stuart Devlin, who was appointed goldsmith and jeweler to the Queen. The lyrebird wasn't just chosen for its stunning feathers, but also because it symbolizes Australian uniqueness and natural beauty. On the obverse, the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin became standard for all Australian coins from 1966 until 1984. Now, when we fast forward to 1972, the 10-cent coin continued its role in everyday circulation. However, that year saw a relatively lower mintage compared to surrounding years, with just over 22.6 million coins struck at the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. While the 1972 coin didn't introduce a new design or major change, its limited mintage and age have made it more collectible over time. Did you know? The 10-cent coin has kept the lyrebird design for decades, from 1966 all the way through today. It's one of the longest-standing coin designs still in circulation in Australia. 1981 Australia 50-cent coin ***. What makes this coin special? How much is it worth today? And could you have one hiding in your change jar? Let's find out. The Australian 50-cent coin was first introduced in 1966, the same year Australia converted to decimal currency. However, the first version, made of 80% silver, was short-lived due to its high bullion value. It was replaced in 1969 with the familiar 12-sided copper-nickel coin we know today. Now, let's talk about the 1981 issue. This was part of the regular circulation series. The obverse of the coin features the crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin, a famous British sculptor. On the reverse, we see the Australian coat of arms, designed by Stuart Devlin, with a kangaroo and emu proudly standing on either side of the shield, a powerful symbol of the nation's identity. The emu and kangaroo were chosen because neither can walk backward, symbolizing progress. Now, let's talk numbers. The year 1981 saw a massive production of 50-cent coins, a total mintage of approximately 49.8 million coins from the Royal Australian Mint in Canberra. That makes it one of the more common dates in the 50-cent series, but that doesn't mean all coins are equal. There were also some coins struck overseas for circulation, notably by the Royal Mint in London and the Royal Canadian Mint. These foreign-minted coins can have slight differences in finish, die details, and sometimes even strike quality, which can be of interest to die-hard collectors. Now, let's get to the part everyone's waiting for, the current value of a 1981 Australian 50-cent coin in circulated condition. The coin is worth its face value, 50 Australian cents, however, due to collector interest. Prices can rise to around $1.00 AUD for nicer circulated examples. These coins can fetch $3 to $6 AUD ***, especially if they're from a collector roll or mint set. If you have a coin with striking errors, like off-center strikes, double obverse, or clipped planchets, these can be worth $20 AUD to over $100 AUD, depending on the error and demand. Always check your coin's edges, alignment, and for any unusual marks, you might spot a valuable minting error. Here's how you can quickly check your 1981 50-cent coin to see if it might be worth more. Look for sharp edges and minimal wear. Inspect for die cracks, doubling, or off-center strikes. Compare weight and size to see if it's a foreign minted error. Check for mirror-like surfaces. Could be from a mint set. To wrap it up, the 1981 Australian 50-cent coin is a great piece of decimal currency history, common in circulation, but with enough quirks and varieties to keep collectors on their toes. While most are worth face value, sharp-eyed collectors might just find something extra special. So, what are you waiting for? Dig through your spare change, ask your grandparents, and check those old jars, because your next coin treasure might be right under your nose. Let's take a moment to dive into the history of the Australian 50-cent coin, and why the 1981 issue still matters to collectors today. Australia introduced decimal currency on 14 February 1966, and the original 50-cent coin was round and made of 80% silver. But this caused a major issue. The silver content was worth more than the coin's face value. So just a year later, in 1969, the Australian government discontinued the round silver 50-cent coin and introduced the version we're all familiar with today, a 12-sided copper-nickel coin that has remained in use ever since. Fast forward to 1981, and Australia was undergoing a boom in coin production. That year, the Royal Australian Mint produced a staggering 49.8 million 50-cent coins, one of the highest mintages in the history of this denomination at the time. But 1981 is also special for another reason. It's one of the few years when Australia outsourced coin production to other countries to meet demand. In addition to coins struck in Canberra, millions of 50-cent coins were also produced in Canada and the United Kingdom. These overseas minted coins are virtually identical in design, but slight differences in die markers, strike quality, and edge details can be spotted by experienced collectors. Some experts believe these foreign-minted coins may develop collector value over time due to their production history. The coin features the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by British sculptor Arnold Machin, which was used on Australian coins from 1966 to 1984. On the reverse is the Australian coat of arms, crafted by Stuart Devlin, the same designer who worked on many of Australia's iconic decimal coin designs. While not a rare coin in terms of mintage, the 1981 50-cent piece represents a significant moment in Australia's coinage history, marking a period of expansion, global collaboration, and the continued evolution of the nation's currency. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you never miss an update for more rare coin stories coming your way every week.